Hey everyone, this is the card that I made today that I thought I'd show you how I put together. It says trick or treat, and then on the inside it says smell my feet. And this is just a stamped off image so that I could write a sentiment right over the top of it. So let's go ahead and get started. So to make this, I started out with a piece of this kind of cardstock colored paper, and all of my pattern paper is coming from this My Mind's Eye Wicked stack. So this piece measures 3 1/4 by 2 1/4, and the stamp set that I'm using today is this one, and it's by Hampton Art and has all these great little images on it. I'm using this one at the bottom, and there is no label. So on the back there is a little barcode here that might help you find it, SCO583. I've seen these at Ben Franklin and also at Michael's. So I grabbed those great boots, and I grabbed some black Stays On ink and started out by inking my image, and it's a little bigger, so I'm going to ink it upside down. And then I want to leave a little bit of space up at the top. Some firm pressure and get that image on there. There we go, our fabulous little boots. In fact, let's pull in a little tighter so you can see closer here. There we go. And so next, let me wipe my stamp off real fast so I can use it again in a minute. To kind of speed the process up just a little bit, I've already stamped the image and I've already done the left boot. Now hopefully you can see it okay. Notice all those little extra sparkles. So I thought what I'd do is I do the right one so that you can see how I did the left one. That way it'll save us a little bit of time instead of me doing both boots, which seemed kind of silly, or shoes, or whatever you want to call them. So what I did was grabbed a couple of Tim Holtz Distress markers. I grabbed Dusty Concord, peeled paint, and spiced marmalade. So I grabbed the Dusty Concord first, and I'm just going to use the brush side, and went ahead and filled in the top of the tights here with the Dusty Concord. And then everywhere where there was the little dots, I filled in with the Dusty Concord also. So we'll go ahead and fill those in. So while I'm doing that, my 11-year-old Erin, she's in waiting for me to come and watch a movie with her. She's finished her homework and had dinner and done her chores for the evening, and so we're going to watch While You Were Sleeping. Love that movie. I love Sandra Bullock. She's one of my favorite. But I thought I'd tell you something that happened to her last week. We start school a little bit later here in Washington, where we are, and she'd finished her first week of school, and she'd gotten all of her books by this point. I'm grabbing the spiced marmalade, and at the end of the day, she puts her backpack on, reaches down for her water bottle, and then she slowly tips over. She had us just rolling. We were laughing so hard when she told us what happened at dinner. Really trying to teach them to laugh at themselves, especially our girls. And I thought it was so, they put so much weight on those little backpacks, you know. So hard to carry all that weight. Okay, so then I'm switching to peeled paint. Erin is also, she loves to craft. And I'm just going to color the inside of the boots here. And that's pretty much everything with the distress markers. And then what I did was some quick little paper piecing. So I stamped my image on, I found this polka dot paper inside the paper pack, and you can see here I've already cut the boot out, or I don't know what we're calling it, fancy shoe. And so this is what the piece looks like, one of them. Let me grab my Scotch Quick Dry. You can use whatever kind of liquid glue that you want. I like this one for paper piecing. It works good for me. Erin's also my crafter. She's just dying to do a video for you guys, so we've been working on it, and hopefully we'll get something up in the next little while so that she can show you what she's been working on. Okay, and then we'll slip this into place. Hopefully I get it straight. There we go. So we paper pieced this part. Not worried about the glue. It dries clear. And then the little top piece I also cut out. We'll grab some glue for that too. And slip that into place. Okay, and then one more, this little square in the middle of the buckle. And to do that, it's kind of a small piece, so I'm just going to grab some little tweezers here and then just place a little glue on the back. This will help me get this into place a little bit easier than trying to do it with my fingers. Whoops. Ah, I dropped it. Slide it over. Get it in. Looks like we got it. Okay, so that's all the paper piecing that I did. Whoops, sorry, I hope I wasn't off camera too much there. That's how I did the paper piecing, and then the next thing I did was I grabbed this Jelly Roll Stardust pen. And now I think you can see this if we're up close. You can see all the extra shine on there. And all that is this Stardust pen. So I'm going to go ahead and use that really fast. And so I just lined the tights with some lines. Everywhere where the stamp made polka dots, I filled in, and I outlined the little tights. Made some little stripes. And this gives just a little extra sparkle without having to break out the stickles. Oops, let's not do the buttons. And then after I did that, we're almost done here. I also did the little ball here. Here, I'll pull it closer again so you can see all the shine that we've added. The Stardust pen just makes it so easy, and it's really nothing to dry, you know, it's just so incredibly fast drying. Then I grabbed some little gems, and I think the easiest way is just to grab a little pointy tool. This one happens to be by Stampin' Up. I think I have another one that's Tim Holtz, so whatever you happen to have, or even just a really fat needle. And then we'll go ahead and, whoops, see if we can do this quickly here. And pop these on. These are a little bit bigger, so it won't fit for every single hole that I've got, but that's okay. We're just covering up the space. Giving our little witch buckle some bling. Make her look so cute. Every witch needs a good pair of shoes, right? At least one good pair. Okay. So one more story here. Well, I was telling you about Erin trying to teach her confidence. So we're trying to teach our girls, you know, laugh at yourself when you know something happens like that. Just, you know, have some confidence. It's okay. It's okay that you fell over. Her friends rushed over to help her up, and she was just fine. She wasn't hurt. It was humorous. It was fun. So in keeping with that story, I told her a story about me. When I was 12 years old, I was pitching for our church softball team. For some reason, I wasn't very good at hitting, and I wasn't very good at catching, but I could pitch. So that's how I got to be the pitcher on the team. And the coach was trying to get my attention, and so she's calling my name, Kathy, 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 and I didn't hear her. And then finally, apparently, I hear her, and I turn around, and I get hit hard in the chest with a softball. And so I get this like goose egg that develops on my chest. And so my dad's watching the game, and I rush over and cry, "Dad, I have a bump on my chest." And he says, "Kathy, well, you should have 2 of them." And so as a 12-year-old, I mean, of course I was mortified, but it did teach me a lesson that you do need to laugh at yourself and not take things so seriously, especially when you're a young girl. You know, you need to learn how to loosen up and how to laugh at yourself and just have that confidence to be you, you know. So anyhow, that's the same lesson I'm trying to teach my girls, is it's okay to laugh at yourself when you make a mistake. Okay, so we've got the witch boots done, so let's go ahead and layer this. And so I grabbed a piece of black, where are my Cathijudd21's way over here, to layer this on top of, and this measures 3 3/8 by 2 3/8. Oops, you know, let's widen up a little bit so we don't make you sick while we do our layering here. And so it's just 1/8 of an inch border, and it's really tight, but I just think it pulls it together so nice. So you just get that little bit of mat. And then our next 2 pieces, I grabbed some more of that great pattern paper. And so the green that I'm matting is 3 7/8 by 2 7/8, and then it's going onto a 4 by 3 black mat. So So again, another 1/8 of an inch border. There we go, and then this will go on top of here. And you can certainly pop dot it up, but I think I'll pop dot up the whole piece and not just this part. So I wanted to, oops, I ran out of ATG gun tape. We'll switch to glue so I don't have to refill that on camera here. So this part I was thinking, if you don't want to do a card, because I know a lot of people don't give out Halloween cards, and that's totally fine. But think how cute that would be on top of a box, or if you turned it into a treat topper. So many uses for just those great little witch boots, right? So to finish up our card, I grabbed a card base that is 8.5 by 5.5, so it's a regular A2, and we'll fold it in half and score it down the middle. And then the layer that goes first on top of the card is just this great little spiders that are 5 1/4 by 4, and then my mat, which is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. Again, working in the 8ths. Sorry, I don't usually use glue when I do such a big piece here. I like my ATG gun. But that's okay. We're just gonna go with it. Add this on, again, another 1/8 of an inch border. Best to quickly line that up. And then I wanted to do something to kind of give some kind of a quick little photo corner. And so to do that, I grabbed a strip of black paper, and this is 1 inch and 1/8. And I have this little heritage punch by Stampin' Up. I'm sorry, by Fiskars, my bad. And just gonna slide that into the corner. Make sure it's touching. Give it a punch. And that gives me the decorative edge. And then to cut it, I just grabbed my little trimmer here. Give myself some room. Pulled this in. Centered it on the 1/4 inch line. What's nice about the Stampin' Up! Trimmer is they do measure 1 inch on the right side as well. So I centered it, cut it, and that gives me that little, oops, I didn't quite get it, there we go. That little angle piece there. Move that out of the way. And I went ahead and cut 4 of those. And so this is just gonna go in the corner here. So we'll just grab some glue. Think of it as kind of like a photo corner. All right, maybe not that much glue. Sorry, trying to hurry. I know when these get too long, people get frustrated and don't want to spend that much time with me, which I totally get. Okay, so there's that corner. We're going to come down here. And do the bottom corner. Like that. And then I'm also going to put 2 on the inside. So I'm just going to open this up. If you remember, on the inside we had the 2 on the bottom. So let's just slip those on real fast. I like this one. I think it almost kind of looks like a bat, don't you think? Down on the bottom corner here. Okay, oops, we're out of the shot again. Sorry. And grab our glue for the other one. Just gives such a nice little frame, right? Okay, so back to the front here. Our little front piece. And I also wanted to kind of break things up just a little bit, because if we just stick this on, it felt kind of boring to me. So I grabbed a strip of pattern paper from the same Wicked paper pack, and this measures, what is this one? 1 and oh, I'm sorry, I can't read my handwriting. I think it's 5 1/2, the length of the paper, by 1 1/2, and it's just going to kind of go down here at the bottom and cover the. We'll trim it off if it goes over. Kind of going to cover just a little bit of this bottom part here. Maybe right about there. And then the excess. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? Ah, don't want to do that yet. I'm going to add this to my card first. Sorry, we're out of order. Okay. A mess of liquid glue onto our card front. We'll center that. Okay. So now that we have that on, then I'm going to stick this piece on because I want it to overlap a little bit over the borders that we just, I'm sorry, you know, the mats that we just made. I want this to overlap just a little bit. So, which explains why it didn't fit the first time, is because I didn't do that. All right, so we line this up. And then we can pop up our image here. And I'm just gonna grab some black pop dots. Time for me to run to the store and pick up some more of the big ones. Right now I've just got these little 1/4 inch ones. But for now, they will work. Okay. I'll peel off our backings real quick. I'm coming down to the garbage can, so I'm out of the shot for just a second to peel the backs off. Happen a little bit faster. Okay. And then we'll pop this into place. Kind of off to the side just a little bit. Right there. And then on the inside, remember the inside, we had a little strip right here. And so let's add that diamond strip, and then I'll show you how to do the sentiment. So the diamond strip again is the length of the card, which is the 5.5. And then, oh, I'm sorry, this is the one that's 1.5. The other layer, in fact, I don't even remember. Let me measure it real quick. It is 1.5 by, oh, it is 1.5. So what's this one? Because this is not 1.5. This must be 3/4. Yep. This is 3/4 by the length of the card. So 3/4 by 5.5. And it was just leftover paper when I was trimming off what I needed for my mat. So then we'll add this on, giving a little bit of a gap here at the top. And then I also want to stamp my stamp one more time. And so I'm going to grab some tea dye distress ink because I just want kind of a muted image. And so what I'm going to do before I actually stamp it on my card is stamp it off. So I have a piece of scratch paper here. You can kind of see I was playing around with what do I want to do. So I'm just going to use this to stamp off once. And then come onto my card and add this on because I know that I'll be able to write over the top of it if it's a little bit lighter. You can see how light that is. And then I can just grab a black marker and write on top. Okay, so our sentiment, let's get to that really fast. So I didn't have a stamp that I liked, so I just went to my computer, I grabbed the cardstock that I liked, I used the curly font, I used 36 point for Trick or Treat, and then for Smell My Feet I used the 24 point. And then, actually let's grab that scratch paper again. I'll flip it over here. Then I just grabbed my Tim Holtz Peeled Paint Distress Ink and turned this sideways and I just rubbed the pad right over it till I got the color that I wanted. And this is gonna fade, so it looks a little bit dark for a second. So don't worry about that. You can see I kind of missed a little bit here at the bottom. Sorry, my pad's being a dork. There we go. So it will dry lighter than it is. And then I grabbed my modern label punch here and found the Trick or Treat part. And punch that out. And then the Smell My Feet, I'm going to slide over here to get that. Oh, I'm out of the shot again. My bad. Grab the Smell My Feet. And you'll watch here as I'm putting this together that that's going to lighten up. And then, so for the inside, we're just going to stick that in really quick. Some liquid glue. And there we go. The inside of our card is now finished. All ready to write in. And so the outside, for our outside sentiment, what I quickly did was grab a piece of black paper and glued this onto here. All right, this is going longer than I want. Hopefully people will watch. I know when they get too long, I tend to lose viewers, and I totally understand that. Our time's valuable. So we stick that on, grab some scissors and kind of trim this down. I'm not trying to be totally perfect, just kind of eyeballing the best that I can. A little shape here. And then, to give this a little bit more dimension, I'm just gonna roll it on my finger like this, curl up one end, curl up the other end. Sorry, my nails look horrible. I know I'm gonna do some painting later, and so I didn't wanna paint my nails all fresh for you when I knew that I was just gonna use paint and get them all ruined up. Okay, we'll grab a dimensional for each corner. And then stick this onto the corner. And we are all finished. So there's our fabulous witch card. And so just briefly I wanted to mention, I know we're at 20 minutes here, but if you watched my video on washi tape, I left a card off, and so I wanted to show it to you really quickly. And I'll put a link down below so that you can actually go to that video. But one other thing that I like to do with washi tape is to use it on a kite string. And so I just folded the washi tape in half, tied it on with some twine, and added it onto my card. You'll notice I also tied it in by laying it onto my card base before I added my layers on. So washi tape, very fun. I didn't want to not show this card since it was one of my favorites and I couldn't believe I left it out. So anyhow, the link for my washi tape video will be down below so that you can reference that. And then again, here is my witch card. Hope you have a fun Halloween, and maybe get a chance to try out something cute like this. Anyhow, thanks for watching. I know it was kind of long, but I appreciate you tuning in. Have a great day.